have to get to our most serious story of the week. You and a lawyer were exchanging high school type shots, but this lawyer right here, we have a segment called Scumbag Lawyer of the Week, and I would like to, oh, I'm sorry, it's the Bierman Law Group Scumbag Lawyer of the Week. And
Yes.
this week, we awarded to Nick Schiappetta. And this guy's a scumbag lawyer, and he's a scumbag lawyer because he somehow finagled a subpoena and ordered you to produce everything you have that's related in any way, shape, or form to an ongoing story that you've been writing about his client, Dinesh, who earlier today asked you to leave him alone after sending you some nasty emails. Listen, I will defend Dinesh in as much as I think he has a First Amendment right to do what he's doing. But this guy's a scumbag lawyer, and his client's a scumbag. All right.
I've already been. There's a couple of things that happened already today that I've been tortiously interfered with. My Twitter account got knocked out for 12 hours because I had a bunch of people complain about me. So I'm getting a social media attack by Dinesh and his cohorts. But the fact that how this works is this. I've been writing an article about, and we've discussed it before, about Dinesh, about cancel culture, about all this other fun stuff. And Dinesh is a dangerous dude. He has a body count. Okay, there's a Texas high school coach named Aaron Delatorre.
And he really got popular and notorious when he released one of the, I think it was. Go
back up. You have it right there. The Supreme Court judges. Play that Supreme Court judge video up a little more. Up the guy with the tie. Hit that.
Yeah.
This is the first time the Supreme Court has ever granted a constitutional right, which it did so when Roe was decided in 1973, and then took it away.
Hello, Supreme Court justices. I usually only post names and jobs and general area, and I never really post any more details than that. But since the Supreme Court went back on their word, I'm going back on mine.
This is my happy song. I like to sing it all day long. I'll teach you the words, then you can sing along. Happy, happy, happy. Happy, 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 happy. Happy, 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 happy. Happy, 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 happy.
All right, now you blocked it.
I blocked out the address of the.
But he actually released the address.
He actually released them. This piece of crap released the Supreme Court of the United States, the 6 conservative justices he disagreed with, and he put their lives and the lives of their families at risk in violation, in my opinion, of 18 U.S.C. Section 115, which says you cannot.
Was he charged?
Or close to threatening. He has not been yet, but hopefully Pam Bondi changes that after January 20th. But the fact of the matter is that this guy is a menace. He's a danger. He's a danger to people. He does not do what journalists do and report news and newsworthy things. He goes a step further and tries to hurt people. He has a group of followers that go out there and hurt people. They cause trauma. We have studies that show it causes.
Now explain how his lawyer subpoenaed you. What is he trying to get at? And
what this is it's not a subpoena of any type of thing that they're trying to get from me, in the sense that the law says before you go to a journalist, you have to exhaust everybody else. So he didn't go to the parties in this case. He didn't go to any other third parties to try to get this information. This is a brazen attack on my investigative journalism. He wanted to stop me and halt me in my investigative journalism. He wanted to stop me from pursuing him, from publishing about him. I'm not going to stop. I am emboldened. I am filing documents. I'm going to get a protective order from the Middle District of Florida Court. The judge on this case, the Article 3 judges are Judge Steele, and in a related case is Judge Polster Chappell. The magistrate judge is Magistrate Dudek. I will be filing, and I've already put in the first part of the paperwork to ask for an extended brief. I'll be filing for a protective order as a journalist. This man should not be allowed.
What is it? I don't like protective orders. Why should I like your protective order? What are you trying to get?
To protect me. Protect him from trying to subpoena me, to subpoena a journalist. I want to.
All right, so the protective order is a way to counter the subpoena.
It's to counter the subpoena. I want to be protected as a journalist from a violation of the First Amendment, of the Reporter's Shield Law, and the reporter's privilege that says I don't have to disclose these things. He has to make a showing that says I can't. He cannot make that showing. Okay, and they served me with a subpoena. They served me with a subpoena in the courthouse. I'm there covering the Dinesh Noshirvan versus Jennifer Couture, Ralph Garamond, and others case yesterday as a journalist. I have I'm gonna
now explain what is that? What is that case? Hold on, people who haven't followed aren't going to know what is that case. What's going on in that?
That was a woman who was in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, and there was some she got into an altercation with another woman who looks like she might have been stoned and almost T-boned her car. And Jennifer's daughter was in the car. Her 15-year-old daughter's in the car. Jennifer gets out, basically has words with her, makes contact with her phone, and then Dinesh gets a hold of the video, and he fraudulently and dishonestly presented it as something it wasn't. He took it and he
what does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, there were all sorts of. He's aiming for a social justice woke audience.
But you say fraudulently, but people are allowed to edit videos. Well, how did he edit it fraudulently?
Because when your whole point is a social justice point, and you take out parts. This is how the rich act. You're a rich white bitch. You're this. You're that. From the person who's the quote unquote victim. Okay, the stuff that was showing the enticement, that was showing them going back and forth, that it was quote unquote.
Right, so he doesn't show her getting T-boned.
There's no T-bone. It was almost T-bone, but they don't show that. And he edited the video to make it look like Jen was trying to run over this girl Angelique, but that wasn't the case either. She was trying to get out of the spot, and it looks like the video might have been sped up and it manipulated, and the full context isn't there. So the problem is that when you're a journalist, you need to be able to put out context. And he's not a journalist; he's a content creator at best, and he's actually a
content creator is a journalist. No, content creator is a journalist. I think we're getting
no. He's an extortionist. He can make content to extort people. That's a different type of thing. You can create content, right? You want to get great content. I have a picture of Mike Volpe walking around naked in his apartment. I created the content, and then I use it to disseminate to your friends and family, to other people, and make you look stupid. You're not a journalist being a content creator like that. There's a difference between a journalist and a content creator. All right.
Okay. So you're basically you're saying there's no news value.
Well, if there's a news value, it's done away with by and dwarfed in size and scope by what he's done.
So if he's deliberately manipulating it so it's something it's not, he's taking away the news value.
He's diminishing the news value, and then he gets his people on his TikTok people and his bots. But he has bots, and Frank Parlato, who's been talking about his AI, he's been really looking into this stuff. The AI bots and the manipulation, the simulation of people, simulated outrage through AI, and is making something out of nothing.
Now,
the cornerstone of the guide star here is truth. This guy is fake news from the.
You remember Nick Sandman, the kid who was this guy came up and in DC, and all the media caught him like smirking at the guy, and it was now. Was CNN not a journalist when they like selectively edited? Are they not journalists then?
Well, no, he's taken an extra step beyond selectively editing. He's selectively editing to create outrage. His business is cancel culture business, right? So he gets money through his clicks and how outrageous his stuff is. But then he simulates outrage by cutting it together. And the bigger step is have his people not engage in quote unquote speech, but engage in harassment, calling the person's place of business, putting stuff on social media.
He's not calling it. Other people are.
Yes, I believe that he is. I believe that he's responsible for the AI, and I believe that he's responsible because his followers are potentially, real person followers know exactly what he's saying. Wink, nod, go after these people. So it's a problem. It's a conspiracy. It's a problem, and it can't be tolerated. This goes beyond the pale of free speech. It really does.
All right, but isn't that in effect the same thing as who was the guy who went after Alan Kasanoff? Robbie Harvey, isn't that Robbie Harvey did that? Is Robbie Harvey not a journalist? He encouraged his followers to call Alan's employer, and that's how Alan got fired. Isn't that the same thing?
That's fine. But the question with Dinesh is, Dinesh takes it to the nth level and starts destroying the people
But Robbie was doing the same thing. He needs to be fired. You have to call
if
his
you look, and
employer.
I disagree with what he did. Robbie Harvey pulled this shit down, and because I think Robbie Harvey believed that he wasn't First Amendment protected. He may or may not have been. I don't think he should have taken it down because I think it's all true. But that being said, that's an issue. But the problem here is that you've taken not just the person at issue, like Alan Kasanoff or Jennifer Couture, but they affect their business. They attack their family business, employers, and kids, underage kids, that are getting attacked on social media. So you have an attack that it becomes a nuclear weapon. That's really what it becomes.
But his position is that Jennifer Couture is a Karen, so she should be attacked because we need to eliminate Karens.
She's not a Karen. She's a Beth Dutton, and God
right.
knows.
Well, but isn't he allowed to be? Isn't he allowed to be wrong?
Oh, and he is, and he proves it every time.
And also, isn't it subjective whether she's a Karen?
No,
isn't that subjective?
He has a plan, and I've gotten a little bit into it about what his plan is. He's a woke,
unethical, scummy. I'm just not sure it's illegal.
A second step. He's run by TikTok and ByteDance. All the other community standards on every other social media platform have deplatformed him. ByteDance, and it looks to be the Chinese Communist Party, are making this guy run free. I don't know if he's a useful idiot or he's complicit, but this guy is out there to sow dissension within the American populace, cause harm. And this guy, I think, is an agent of a foreign country, needs to be investigated as such. This is outside of free speech.
Right, but
outside of free.
That's how he started the Spanish-American War. So does that mean that William Randolph Hearst wasn't allowed to inflame people's passions in his newspapers? Was that a violation?
For American purposes, sure. Not for the Chinese Communist Party that's coming in. And this is a psyop. This is an active measure by the Chinese Communist Party. And this guy is either a winning or an unwitting participant. I didn't even get into the child pornography issues about this guy. I didn't get into the full-scale fraud and harassment.
I'm not going to defend the guy. The guy is
But then I get hit with the subpoena. He sees that I'm actually onto something about it.
And we've talked about that. We interviewed Julie Holborn. She was hit with a subpoena in a criminal case. I was hit with a subpoena in a child custody case. You've been hit with a subpoena. This is an epidemic. Journalists are being hit with subpoenas. But that's separate from whether or not he is allowed to do what he's doing. You can criticize it. I would criticize it. I will call him a scumbag every time I mention his name. I will make a vow to you to say, Dinesh, scumbag, every time. I will never say Dinesh without saying scumbag. But I think he's allowed to do what he's doing. I'm not seeing the criminal behavior. Now, selectively...
It's happening. I'm going to have a filing coming in the court. I'm asking for at least $100,000 worth of sanctions, $10,000 worth of my time and my effort together. There's going to be a reckoning with this guy. Right. And
the subpoena is completely bogus, totally outrageous. I agree with that.
The attorney's the problem.
Listen, if he's selectively editing, that's defamation, and Ms. Couture should sue for the selective editing. But I don't think I've seen anything criminal.
That's already on appeal. There's a whole bunch of issues. But the issue here is Nick Chiappetta, the attorney sanctioning this stuff. It was done in the courthouse, in the courtroom, me doing my job as a journalist, covering the courts. And now I have to get worried to get hit by subpoenas by an unethical lawyer who yesterday, called the process server there to serve me with it. I got this guy dead to rights, Chiappetta. I'm gonna be filing grievances with the court. I have all sorts of things that are gonna be happening with this guy. This guy is a woke idiot lawyer, and I don't know if his brain went soft, but he doesn't know a goddamn thing about the law. I don't know what happened. You go woke, you go stupid. I guess this guy's a moron. I don't know what is happening.